No, you don't. You don't nowadays. No, you don't.
You're just in your own little
Your own little thing.
The good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were
And it's legal.
yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know why they want to do that.
In motion comes the tight end left. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, and their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And once again, this is Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And some room to work. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up.
I hate when Madden does that, guys. Madden don't be making no sense. They literally be choosing for y'all. God, like, stop doing stupid shit, stupid
So after all that, it's just your everyday 6-2 ball game.
And let's think about how important that can turn out to be, because remember, it's not just a 2-point swing. It's a 3-point swing. I'm just wondering, you think they can load the bases and hit a home run and tie it up?
Well, I was going to ask you, I can't remember the last time that I've seen a 6-2 scoring football.
Me either. I've been racking my brain on that one. 6-2? Not often.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. To Montgomery to begin the drive. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Hurts a handoff to Sanders, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Oh, yeah, the new season.
They came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
But first down, Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, he tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. He's going to be sacked back in the 23-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. Back to throw here.
Oh, no, hold on to the ball.
Because they needed to come through the completion. Now drive the starter with great field position is facing 4th down.
Oh, too fucking slow. Why the fuck is the marker moving so slow?
It is no good, and this will stay a 4-point game.
Well, that call is a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested offense.
Come on. More team, dog. Jesus Christ, why the fuck are y'all getting caught up in the damn?
His 9th touchdown of the season.
Y'all getting bucked every time these guys plays, man. Fucking great team.
Santos with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
AI bumping each other, bro.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start with a handoff to Sanders.
Come on, if you get your fucking big
up to the 34. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of people are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
From the 39, Hurts going deep here for Watkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
What are you doing?
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 38-yard line. After one, our score 9-6. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go back to the ground with Sanders. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 76 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. You got to give him the football again here. He gets the big run down to the 2. Pay it off.
I like it. I like the call, but here's always the question. How many times do we see the big runs and a guy pats his helmet and says, take me out? Why would you go out when you've got a chance to get it again and score?
This call down near the goal line. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year and 3rd overall. And the Eagles have retaken the lead. This time the extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 27, Fields. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bears had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. And they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Oh, that was nice.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be
incomplete.
Did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Now an option play on second down. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point. Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 94 yards on the ground now for Sanders. He's got a first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second down and 8. Hurts. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
Oh, too high.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick. Controlling the points for the other side.
He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Escaping the pressure right. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
God, you just had to block one guy.
Possession of the football. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Elliott now to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders down.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward. And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Well, nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Santos' kick is up and through.
I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive.
He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From the 31, Hurts. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Quez Watkins.
69 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Elliott Good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a short gain down to about the 33. The tackle made by Nicholas Morrow.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, now allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there, holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific.
Damn, they chopped it with a machete.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st
Hey,
and 10.
isn't that what they did to that? They did that to that kid in there.
Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. The sneak successful from a yard out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Elliott Good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Fields now to throw.
I was over the top of that.
And
Damn, I was over the top of that.
Just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Forced out to his left. And he's going to go out of bounds here back behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Second and 11. A shotgun snap. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end Kmet. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Here's Hurts.
Oh, you threw it too early, Dom. The person X'd out the ball, baby.
Coverage was awfully tight there
I'm
on
not trying
3rd
to throw the
down. They
ball
actually
that quick.
closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick. My goodness. Make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now Fields. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture, as now they've got a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stop.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
We're about to make these boys great.
The Bears on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 16. And the pressure gets to him again. Hassan Reddick in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. 4th down, Fields has to have this one. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something, double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. A give running left, it's Sanders. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Running right, here's Sanders. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. They find some open field here.
Damn it, I didn't want to run
inside the 15-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
That's an excellent run right there on 2nd and long. Didn't get back all of it, but a huge chunk. Now they're in 3rd and manageable and back on schedule trying to pick up a 1st down.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go now.
And they take a knee. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. And they will take a knee here. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Ready.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire 2nd half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
Do you know where the remote for the TV is? I know it's 8 o'clock. I think I'm going to check what's 50 at last.
Set an alarm for 7:55 p.m.
started watching season 3 of Discovery. I don't know, bro. She in another.
Did she become? Oh yeah, she's in another universe, ain't it?
Time.
Yeah,
Like,
she